Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers could potentially be the next super team. Now, before I do get in this video, I would like to preface this is a series I do on my channel. I've been doing it for the past 3 years. It's called the Next Super Team series, where I go through every single team in the NBA, give their best traits, and say how they could potentially be a future super team, or in other words, how they could potentially be good this next upcoming season. So yeah, but now Philadelphia 76ers are kind of a different case, because they have a legit case that they could be a super team in 2 to 3 years, or maybe even by next year they could be a super team, depending how good they mesh and how good their young talent meshes. So I have 2 very good reasons why I think the 76ers could potentially be a next super team and probably be one of the teams that does run the NBA in the very near future. So I'm going to be getting in all that in this video. So without further ado, without rambling on too much, just get right to this video. Alright, so my first reason for this video is going to be that they pretty much have the best young core in the entire league. As out of the young guys that are in their starting lineup, so 4 out of the 5 guys on their starting lineup is a very young player and has a very high ceiling. So out of those 4 guys, the oldest guy on that team is Tobias Harris, who is only 27 years old and is entering his prime right now and is definitely an all-star player at least. I think potentially he's one of the more underrated players in the league and that he could potentially be a all-star level player, and that maybe he's not a franchise level player, but he's definitely a player that can be your second or third best player on a championship contending team, and I fully think Tobias Harris can fill that role for the Philadelphia 76ers, and that is the oldest guy out of the main 4 in their young core, so it can only get better from there. And then after you get that, you have Josh Richardson, who I think is only 25 years old, and he's becoming a star level player. He's not there yet, and we kind of have to see what he's going to be able to do on a good team, but what we saw in Miami, he developed a ton. He really is coming into his own, and he is looking like he could be an absolute beast going into the future, and he's going to be a very, very good duo partner for Ben Simmons. But then, as you know, the main 2 on the team, the superstars of the team, and probably 2 duo of the future of the NBA that will be very unstoppable when they both hit their prime, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, who are both who are both top 5 in their positions and not even close to hitting their prime yet. So, I mean, with that being said, it's going to be very hard to stop this young core, and to make it even worse, that they all actually complement each other, as when you look at it. Okay, so Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, right? Well, Ben Simmons, yes, he can't shoot, but he can drive so well that, I mean, they have to at least send 2 his way, and the second you send 2 his way, Ben Simmons has such good passing skills that it is almost unstoppable to have someone not open on the perimeter or Joel Embiid open one-on-one in the paint, which he's going to win that matchup 9 out of 10 times if it's a one-on-one situation. That's just how good Joel Embiid is. But not only do they have all these superstars on the bench, on the starting lineup, but they even have a nice young player off the bench, as they have Zaire Smith, who is a lottery pick and could potentially be a very good player for them. We don't know yet because he missed his entire rookie season, how most 76ers rookies do. He missed his entire rookie season, and he has potential to be a very, very nice player off the bench, and maybe even somehow fit his way into the starting lineup. Highly doubtful. He will probably be the 6th man off the bench, and I could see him playing a huge role for the team, especially coming off the bench. But now my second reason is going to be, not only do they have one of the best young cores in the entire league, but they probably have the most all-around starting lineup in the entire NBA. Now, what I mean by this is that all 5 guys work together. Like, they work very good together. Just look. Simmons, Richardson, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, Joel Embiid. All their games help each other, complement each other at all times. As with Ben Simmons' great passing, he's for sure, when he cuts, and he's say they do double team him on the cut. Well, now he has Tobias Harris, Josh Richardson, Joel Embiid, and Al Horford, who all can shoot the ball. So it's either they want to go one-on-one against Ben Simmons, which is pretty much a bucket every time for Ben Simmons, or you bring a double team and hope that Joel Embiid or Al Horford or Richardson or Tobias Harris miss an open 3, which is going to be very, very hard to guard. But say Ben Simmons isn't having a good game, and now you have Josh Richardson. Well, he's just an all-around good 3-and-D player, and that just helps your team in general, because when you have someone that can go on the offensive side, get a bucket when he needs to, but also play lockdown defense, that is a very, very good thing to have, and that's just going to help any team no matter what team you're on, so you pretty much help any other team. But then you have Tobias Harris, and and the reason he compliments everybody is because, well, Tobias Harris is such a good shooter, same with Richardson, that they can spread the floor out for Joel Embiid. And the more the floor is spread out means more one-on-one situations in the paint for Ben Simmons, Embiid, and Horford, which is going to be almost unstoppable for a defense to even have a chance to game plan against. It is going to be very hard. And then Joel Embiid and Al Horford, these are two extremely good players. Al Horford, yes, on the decline, is still probably a fringe all-star level player, and Joel Embiid is a top 5 center, maybe the best center in the entire league right now. So with that being said, with how dominant they are, so Ben Simmons, Al Horford, Joel Embiid, they live in the paint, but can easily dominate because now teams cannot just pack the paint on them, as they have to worry about sharpshooter in Tobias Harris and a shooter in Josh Richardson, both of which can knock down a shot very, very good. And to make it even worse for teams, Al Horford and Embiid do have potential of shooting threes and making them if they're wide open. And as this offseason has showed, Ben Simmons has been working on his mid-range and three-point shots a ton, and he's actually shooting them in some summer Pro-Am games, which is very, very nice to see. And as not even a 76ers fan, but as an LSU fan, I want to see Ben Simmons be good, obviously. But, I mean, Ben Simmons, if he gets that jump shot, this team will win a championship. Hands down. With this starting lineup, this team will win the championship if Ben Simmons gets a jump shot. I mean, Ben Simmons is already unstoppable, and he literally only goes do layups and dunks. That's all he can do. I mean, obviously he can pass and play defense, but really all he can do offensively in the half-court set is drive and kick, or drive and just dunk or do a layup. But if he gets a jump shot, the defense is going to be so spread out that it's going to be unstoppable, because you're going to be forced to play Al Horford and Joel Embiid one-on-one. Same with Ben Simmons. You're going to be forced to help sometimes in certain situations, because Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons is going to be killing you so bad that you're going to be forced to help. And the second you help, Richardson or Tobias Harris is going to knock down a shot or start getting a bucket, because then they're going to be in a one-on-one situation. So this team is going to be one of the most unguardable starting lineups in the entire league, and they're only going to get better because of how young they are, which is unbelievable to think about. If they can stay together, how good this team could potentially be going into the future. So, but I want to push you guys in the first video. So comment below, do you agree with me? Do you think the 76ers will be the next super team? Do you think how good do you think they will be? How good do you think this team could be? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did like this video, at any point, like button and subscribe button would mean the absolute world to me. And I hope you have a blessed day. Can I have a blessed day? So you need to have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.